Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Booga Booga, and special guest medium Lynn Stevenson. Gee, I forgot your name all of a sudden.
I know.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, we are doing terrific, and we are so
are.
glad to have Lynn here. Oh, we've just known each other forever, haven't we?
We have lots of stories. The thing is, we know each other's secrets, but we
Yes,
won't tell them all.
not all
No.
of them, but we are broadcasting live from the Dome Suite
Yes.
at the historic Queen's Inn at Stratford, and this room has a lot of interesting energies and
It does.
memories for you.
Oh, it has a lot of memories for me. David and I, now David passed away in 2013, December of 2013, but David and I used to stay in this room a lot.
Yes.
And he's here tonight anyway. He's here with us. He said he can't have us in here and him not be a part of it. So
That was nice. Well, he came through last night for us
yes,
too.
he did.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
He was rather insistent.
Yeah, he can be.
He can be. So anyhow, we're going to get on. I'm sure that we have a lot of people who want to ask questions of me and of our intuitive here, Lynn Stevenson. You see, I still want to call you Mary Lynn.
I know. And that the name Mary Lynn, like Mary is actually my first name, but I grew up as Lynn. And when the kids were younger and I first got into this business, excuse me, I went by my full name, Mary Lynn, so that because the kids were young, and if somebody phoned and they asked for Mary Lynn, then my kids knew this is business. We better make sure that Mom gets the message, and we have to be really extra polite. So it was my way of separating my personal life from my business life.
Yes, but I remember growing up, I met all of your kids at the
Yes.
psychic fairs. We go back a long way. We used to do the psychic fairs together back in the early days when I first
Yeah.
started doing psychic fairs. And then when I had my radio program in Cambridge, you were a frequent guest. And
Yes, I was.
And you were just getting together with your husband, Russ.
That's right.
Which she met Russ at a psychic fair. I remember I was at that.
No, it was his son
It
that
was
I
his
met
son.
at
Oh.
a psychic fair, and his son came for a reading, and he decided that his dad should come for a reading too.
That's it. Okay.
So that is how Russ and I met. He came to see me for a reading.
Oh, I
And
know
that was it.
it was love at first sight. She was so excited, and
I
I
was.
I met Ollie through psychic fair.
That's right,
That's
you did.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing a lecture, and he was in the front row, and he was one of my people that look at, right?
Yeah.
And he had such a smile on his face, and every time I look at him, he'd smile at me. And I go, nah. and then afterwards, he told me how translucent my dress was.
That's
did
why
it.
he kept staring at you.
Anyhow, one thing we do, and this is for the Love Lorns, all the crushers out there,
Uh-huh.
because there's so many people out there that just, they're in that in-between crushing stage,
Yeah.
and they just want to know, what does so-and-so think of me? Will I hear from him? And so we do a little segment for all the Love Lorn
right.
out there called This Week in My Crush. And I'm going to use the tarot for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a good one. And we draw 5 cards.
Okay.
So all you Love Lorn out there, everyone that wants to know about their crush, pick a number 1 through 5. There's 3.
Can I pull a card?
Yes, you can
Because
pull 4
this
and
one
5.
is just yelling at me.
Okay, so that's 4. The one that was yelling at Lynn. And 5. All right. So we start out. Did you pick card number 1? Well, if you pick card number 1, then your card is the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords, sometimes we used to call that the neener card. So it says that this week might not be a good week for you and your crush, but it's also telling you that you need to have a little bit of a thick skin. So put on your thick skin this week and don't expect too much. Just remember, next week's another week, right?
That's right. And
Yes.
timing is important.
It is.
It really is.
It is. You have to know the right time to smile and
Yep.
flirt a little bit.
Yeah.
So did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then this week in your crush is a 2 of Pentacles. So you're going to have some decisions to make about the situation in your crush. And it just feels like you might be pushed to the point where it becomes real. And maybe real isn't
Quite what you thought it would be.
Yes.
I've
yes,
seen that happen.
Yes, but it gets real this week. It gets real. Okay. So, did you pick card number 3? Well, if you pick card number 3, then this week in your crush is Temperance Reversed. So, it's a little unbalanced. I think that this week you're not going to be too pleased with your crush. You're going to find out some things that you might not like. But you might find some good things next week. So next week's another week, but this week you might not like what you hear about your crush. Okay, so did you pick card number 4? The one that Lynn picked? The one that was shouting? What was shouting? And that is, this is what I get for, the Magician. The Magician. And it's the Magician Reversed. Yes, and it does talk about magic. And there is a suggestion that maybe you should light a candle or employ a little magic this week, but be careful. Magic can have a bite to it.
And it can also be to believe in magic.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Believe in magic. And did you pick card number 5? Last but not least, did we save the best for last? Let's see. Okay, so okay, and I have to take that back. This is what I get for not wearing my glasses.
I was going to say.
It's the Moon Queen. The Moon Queen. But these are very similar, but
Yes.
the Moon Queen, it's still that believe in magic.
Yeah.
But it's also a little bit about secrets and the secrets people keep.
Mm-hmm. And trusting your instincts.
Absolutely. Anytime the moon
definite.
comes around, trust your
Yes.
instincts. So if you get if your spidey sense is telling you a little something this week, pay attention. And then we get the Magician, which the Magician is wanted to show up, and the Magician is about manifestation. And it's a little bit reversed. So it's saying that you can manifest it, but it might not be quite so easy, and it might not be a direct path. So put on your thinking cap, be smart, and manifest a little something with your crush this week. And that was this week in your crush. So I'm sure we have a lot of people who want to ask us questions.
Oh, bad.
Yes, so let's throw it open. And who's our first question from?
Hang on a second. Our first question comes from Kushbu.
Hello.
Hello, darling man. But apparently there's no question, so let me scroll down a bit. No. Hi, Marianne. Hi, new love. I hope everybody can hear me. My microphone's a little bit further away today because of where we are at. The High Priestess wants to know, do you see me getting my alimony payments soon?
Okay, so we're going to let Lynn answer that.
All right. First answer I got was yes. But, however, and there's always that however, right? You are going to have to push for a little bit. And also, there's going to be some papers that still need to be signed. No verbal agreements. Absolutely not. Because then it will become a he said, she said. You want it in writing. Your alimony payments will come soon, not quite as soon as you need them, but they are there. But again, you need to do a little bit of pushing and get on to your lawyer.
All right.
That makes sense to you?
It makes absolute sense.
All right.
And yes, we've been with a high priestess for a while, and she's had to kick butt every step of the way, haven't you?
Ah.
Okay, so I guess Marianne is next.
Marianne wants a general reading for August, so we're going to have to skip her until she comes up with an actual question.
Well, can't we just look at the northeast, southwest of
You
Mariam's?
can do whatever you want. It's your show.
It's your show.
Oh no, I'm just here. I'm just a monkey.
Okay, Mariam. Now, no more general readings. You have to be more specific.
Yeah.
So we're going to just look at where you're at in August. Okay, so I'm going to read the month of August, and you are allowed to ask for a specific month, but no more general readings, anybody, okay? Okay, so the northeast, southwest, and this is one that I like, because you look at the north, and that's the earth, the grounding, and she's got neener, neener, neener.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a month where you're going to have a lot of people that are behaving badly, if you will. And so you're going to have to deal with a lot of toxic people this month, but the idea is to not let yourself get drawn into it. Don't take things personally. If people want to be assholes, just figure it's their problem, not yours. Okay, so let's see what the messages are, and that comes in on the east. So the messages that you've got the 9 of Cups. So through August, the things that you hear, about your own future and your own prosperity seem to be pretty good. This is a good this is a good month to kind of keep your ear to the ground and look for ways ahead, Mariam. So let's see the South, which is your passion, and you have the 7 of Wands, but it's the 7 of Wands reversed. And there's this idea, the 7 of Wands is kind of a solitary card of somebody who goes up and just is going to be king of the hill and takes on everybody. But when it's reversed and you've got somebody that might be feeling a little sorry for the people around him and giving hands up where you shouldn't be giving hands up. Okay, so don't be so quick to help people out that aren't helping themselves out. You kind of have to ask yourself in the month of August, am I really helping this person out, or am I doing their job for them? And then the West, the way things are flowing through August, and you've got the 6 of Wands, but the 6 of Wands reversed, so you've got delayed victories. I think that the things that you start in August are going to be pretty big, because that 9 of Cups is a pretty powerful card. But you're not going to get instant gratification here. So everything in August you have to think long term. Okay, so who's next, my dear?
Our next question comes from Ra Mizu wants to know why Lauren wants to hurt them. What she want from them.
Sorry, wants to know.
Why Lauren wants to hurt him or her. Them, that's why we go with them.
Okay.
I really want to understand why she, Lauren, want to hurt me.
I'm the one word that is coming up for me is vindictiveness.
Yeah,
it's like I'm not getting a specific reason. It's a part of who she is. It's that personality. And it's something where he could have looked the wrong way, and she takes things very personally, and I get that very vindictive type of personality.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I hate to say it, but it almost feels like that's your purpose for being there, like you're her scapegoat. Because one thing that just seems to be screaming through is that this is somebody that you need to avoid, because I think that you're a good person and she doesn't make you feel like a good person.
Yes. This is a toxic person in your life.
Oh my goodness.
And sometimes whether we like it or not, sometimes there's people in our life that we just have to cut them loose.
Yeah. Sometimes the people that kick you and knock you down do it because they like kicking you and knocking you down. And that's just not somebody that you should be around. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's what it is. Like, you remember when we were on the radio show, I'll never forget this, the one girl that called up and she had a new boyfriend and she was asking, and of course the people couldn't see us like you guys can see us. And this
It was a
girl
good
called
thing.
up, and we kind of looked at each other and made this ew face.
No.
And then we both tried to figure out nice ways to tell her that her boyfriend was a loser.
Loser. I know. Now we have to be careful because we can't hide our expressions.
Oh, so who's next, darling?
Oh, you're ready for another question? All right.
Sure.
Let me have a quick look. I wasn't realizing that you guys were doing that. Lucid dreams. Will I meet my life partner soon?
Yes, is the first thing that I get. But there's going to be a few hoops to go through with it. It's like there's choices. And make sure, I'm trying to get the right wording here. Make sure that you're going to go with this person for the right reasons. Because sometimes who our life partner is isn't always what we expect.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. So, why don't you do I was going to pull out 3 cards, but I pulled out cards last time. And I know everybody wants to see your cards.
Well, and I am going to put my glasses on so I can see the lettering.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that I should too.
All right, now what am I pulling them on?
Okay, so you're pulling on lucid dreams and love coming into her life.
Okay, this is for,
Lucid dreams.
Yeah, lucid dreams is the person.
okay.
Okay, and you're looking for a life partner.
And this makes sense to what I was getting. Be careful who you trust. So again, make sure that it's the right person and the right reasons, all right? Don't just look at someone and think, ooh, yeah, you look good. And then you find out, whoa, they're not quite as good as they look. Don't limit yourself, all right? Because it's like you're putting yourself in a little square box. And people that you're looking at, you're putting those people in that little square box and you're limiting, I'm going to say, your audience, all right? Be open. Expect the unexpected. And right now is not the best time for you to make decisions anyway, because there are changes coming over the next few months. So yes, your true love is coming soon, but don't rush it and don't jump in with the first person, all right? And do pay attention to what's going on around you. Very, very important.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Psychic Sundays Live. It's now 9 o'clock. We got started a little bit earlier tonight because of our special guest, Lynn Stevenson. She's a medium, spiritual consultant, and artist, amongst many other things. Lynn will be talking to us later about laughter yoga.
Yes.
Not yoga, not yogurt. Not
the yogurt.
That's a different story altogether. So Lynn and Sally are going to tell some stories about their past together, and they were going to do some questions, some of your questions, answer some of your questions. Just a reminder, we no longer do general readings because they take up too much time, and we want to try and get as many people every Sunday night as possible. And did we do a crush one already?
Yes, we did.
Oh, at the beginning of the show.
Yes, we did.
We did a pick a card for your crush that we do every week at the beginning of the show. And if you have a question about how does my crush feel about me, how does my crush think about me, when we're done here, go back to the beginning of the show and pick a card and watch your answer. And next we have Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
Will I have a second job soon?
I get some interesting vibes around that because it feels like she needs. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
You need to make the job you have work for you.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like you should be earning more money there. Because it feels like a second job. It feels almost like a 10 of Wands kind of thing where she's loading herself down for no good reason.
That's right. And not appreciated where she is.
Yeah, and it just feels like instead of getting a second job, you should just get a whole nother first job.
I think so too.
Because the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your direction.
Yeah.
And we'll just do a quick 3 cards here.
Oh,
The King
God,
of Pentacles,
absolutely.
look where it starts out.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
cheap, miserly king. Oh, jeez.
There, see,
Oh,
Pentacles.
you're working for misers. You got to let it go. You got to.
The cards.
Okay, so the first one you got was the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that luck is coming your way. The wheel is turning more in your favor. But when it's showing your current situation, where you've come from, you've got King of Pentacles, and that's your boss. That's your job situation. That's the one that's made you feel like there's not the money there for you and that you're not a good value for the money. It's the mind games they play so that they can hang on to their money. Okay? And there's kind of this thing that you need to start looking what's out there. And it's like, give it 6 weeks to find a new position. But the run, yeah, the run, Forest, run is right there.
Yeah.
You know, overall, the universe wants to send you good luck.
Yeah.
And that's not by overworking yourself and stretching yourself out even more. It's by working for someplace that values you.
Mm-hmm.
So you should get a better first job.
Yeah. And if I can add to that for a little bit.
Please do.
All right, to really pay attention to what is going on around you, because there are some opportunities coming up. All right.
When you've got the Road of Fortuna, yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry I didn't hold up the other cards. Like, I got this card as a miserly card, and I don't know where the rest of them are, but that idea of your pentacles always being reversed.
Yeah.
And if you stay where you are, they're just going to find a way to make the job even worse for you. Expect more for the value. You know, they really read as abusers, and the abusers will push you to your limit.
Absolutely.
And our next question comes from Island Girl.
Ooh, Island Girl.
Will family court approve taking my daughter on vacation in August?
Okay, so your turn.
I'm getting a mix on that one. It's like, well, yeah, you can, but.
Yeah,
right?
there's
And
going to
it's
be
like,
hoops.
Yeah, and it's like there's conditions. I see conditions around it. And I see control.
Yeah, like you have to
You have
call
to do
in
this.
every night or something like that. But there's that. Yeah.
And
they're going to put a lot of accountability on it.
there is. I think you need to stand your ground.
Yeah. Don't let yourself be pushed
Yeah.
too much. You've got every right in the world to take your daughter on vacation. I believe that's to see family, eh? Well, more an R&R kind of thing.
Yeah, you need the R&R.
We all do.
Yeah.
All right. Sue Saunders, you would like to see a result about what? Please ask a question. New love, we no longer do general readings. Please ask a question. Hi, Jasmine. Jasmine, just type in your question.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, Jasmine wants to know why guys never approach her. Is there something wrong with her?
well,
What I'm getting, there's nothing actually wrong with her, but what I'm getting is it's an attitude thing. And all right, one of the things sometimes that I get when I'm working with clients, when we're talking about relationships, it's kind of like it's a pull push. And it's like, oh, I would really like to have that, but there's walls, blocks around your heart. And it's like, oh, I really want, but whoa, wait a minute, what's the catch here? Are they married? Are they abusers? What's wrong with them? So there's that tendency to push them away on a subconscious level without actually realizing it.
yeah. Because I got the approachability too.
Yeah, it's like there's walls.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're sitting in a room and a guy walks in, he does automatically feel like, because you're a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about your beauty, but there's something about maybe you have, for lack of a better way to put it, resting bitch face, or maybe you're scowling. Because it's kind of like they walk into the room and they look at her and go, oh, she won't let me anywhere near her.
Yeah.
There's something that just puts that ice princess vibe out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
The unapproachability.
yeah, so you might want to you might want to smile and say hi a little bit more. Yeah, think happy thoughts, because I really think it is as simple as you don't smile a lot. and people see you and you look cross and they don't want to approach you.
Something I got picked up from Jasmine is that don't just pay attention to the guys that you want to get attention from, because then you exclude the guys that you might not think about or look at twice. And generally, those are the guys you end up marrying.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they ever?
Few people get home with a soccer player, hockey player, cricket player, rock stars. Very few. Anyhow,
Yeah.
chat amongst yourselves.
All right.
Okay, so you wanted to tell us about laughter yoga.
Yes. All right. Laughter yoga. Now, I was first introduced to laughter yoga in November of 2016. I was at a writers' conference in Mississauga, and one of the other authors that was there, she stood up and she did a 10-minute thing on laughter yoga, and I thought, wow, is that ever cool? You know, like that's really different. Went home, wanted to look into it some more, but I was just blocks all over the place. And I thought, okay, we'll let it go, not the right time. 2019, in June, I was diagnosed with, they found a tumor. I was diagnosed with cancer. And in my head, I was told laughter yoga. Find out about it. So I went on to Amazon, bought a book on it, and all the bells and whistles were going. And it's like, yes, 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 you need to do this. Because, of course, keeping positive, very important. So I did, and I did a lot of self-work and all the rest of it. Anyway, long story short, I killed the cancer that was in me. And part of it had to do with the laughter yoga. So I continued on. I am a laughter yoga ambassador. There's, I think, 11 of us in Ontario. I went through to be a laughter yoga leader. Continued on. I am now a laughter yoga teacher, or laughter professional, as we also call ourselves. Sorry, it's dry in here. Laughter was developed in 1996 by Dr. Madan Kataria over in India. And he is a medical doctor. His wife is very high up in yoga. And where the yoga comes into it is the breathing, because breathing is so important, right? And, you know, he did the science stuff on it, and it went with the old adage, laughter is life's best medicine. Anyway, it started out with 5 people in a park in Mumbai, India, and it is now worldwide. Laughter yoga, a 10-minute laughter yoga session is equal to a half-hour cardio workout, because it works with our core muscles. Also helps to open up the lungs. It helps to build our immune system. It is teaching us to laugh for no reason at all. All right. And working with your imagination, because we, especially when working with kids, we do laughter like different animals. All right. And one of my grandsons, he just loves it, and he'll come, okay, Grandma, now we can laugh like a dinosaur. And I'll say, okay, how do we laugh like a dinosaur? And he goes, you know. And but it and anyone is dealing with depression, anxiety, again, laughter yoga is absolutely fantastic with it. When you're laughing, it's hard to be depressed. You know, so I could say, I think it's absolutely amazing. And
you had given me a little exercise to help me out. So
I
can you
did.
share that?
Yes, I can. Now, there's a couple of different ones, but one of them, it's ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Or you can do it with the clapping. Ha, ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And when you clap, you clap like kids do, where you're putting your hands right flat together, because then you're getting on the different pressure points, acupressure points, all of that stuff. And also with some of the exercises, for example, one where you're putting on laughter cream, okay? And we're putting on, you know, you dip into this cream and you put it on and it makes you laugh. And as you're laughing and you're putting it on and around the neck and your head, but what you're also doing is you're massaging your hands and you're getting your circulation, working with your circulation and getting that going. So there are all kinds of wonderful benefits that go with it.
Yes, you had the good fortune of meeting the doctor who invented
I
it.
did. As you know, I have a show on local cable TV up in King Garden, Rogers Cable, called Third Eye View, which I started in 2013. And I had Dr. Madan Kataria as a guest. And it's, like I say, he was the founder of Laughter Yoga. Wonderful, wonderful man. Very easy to talk to.
Yes, yes. And we will talk about some of your adventures in Australia after we answer a
Yes.
few more of your questions.
All right.
So who's next?
Kushboo wants to know, what's the best thing about me? What are my best qualities?
Kushboo. His
Yeah.
best qualities. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Apparently, where they live, there's no personality assessment tests or aptitude assessment tests.
That's okay. We're happy to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kushboo. Kushboo.
Good imagination.
Well, you know, there's this idea of being a nice guy. And the nice guys finish last. And he's a nice guy. And sometimes he gets down on himself because it seems like the younger, sportier ones kind of leapfrog over him. But don't change yourself. You're a good person. You're, you know, all these cards are coming up reversed. Okay, so first you get this Hermit reversed. And it feels like cards are telling me what you've been told all your life. Like you've been told that you're not so bright and maybe your future isn't so bright. How would anybody know? It's not your future yet. Don't believe this. You're told you're not lovable. Don't believe it. I don't know who's told you these things, but they are wrong. They are wrong, wrong, wrong. And even when you look in the mirror, it's funny because you're a good-looking guy and you just don't see it.
Something that I would like to add here, you know, you're asking us, what people who don't know you, and to tell you intuitively what your good qualities are. And some of them, what I'm being told, what I'm sensing is that we could sit and tell you till we're blue in the face what a wonderful person you are, but you need to believe it. And you need to, and I see this coming up for you, a time of self-realization where you are taking a really good look at yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, wait a minute, on all these things where you have actually limited yourself, and looking and saying, hey, wait a minute, I really can do this. I might not know how at the time, but I can learn. And it's not just recognizing these things, but it's taking charge, taking control, and going after the things that you want for you.
Yeah, and another thing, it's a funny thing, is that you know how sometimes we think, oh, I want to be with that group because they're the popular group. They're the ones that everybody says to hang out with. Ask yourself, do I really like those people? You might find that there's another group of people that you would rather spend time with that haven't been advertised as quite so desirable kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so don't waste your time on the kind of people that everybody tells you you should like. Hang out with the people you really do like.
Yeah.
Because they'll be the ones that like you back.
Yeah.
Yes. So who's next, Darlin?
Oh, I didn't realize you guys had stopped. New Love wants messages.
Ooh, messages.
I'm going to let you take that one.
And just to remind everybody, we no longer do general readings because of time constraints. So please ask a specific question, not what is coming up in the next few months, because that is a general reading.
Okay, New Love, and I know that I need to be showing you these cards, so I am going to show them to you. Okay, so what was the question again with New Love?
Messages.
Messages. That's okay. Because the first thing you got was a fox, and that's when everything just kind of went out of my head. Because the thing about the fox can be tricky, the fox can be sly, and it's kind of like one of the messages you're getting is that know that people that are tricky and sly are people that you shouldn't trust. You know, if it sounds like what's coming out of somebody's mouth is confusing, kind of believe that they're trying to confuse you, and those are people that you should shy away from. And it's just that warning, kind of like a fox in the hen house. You might not want to trust everybody.
Yeah.
One more message, and then we'll let you go. And the next message, oh, look at that. You got the 5 of Hearts, you got Cupid.
Ah.
So, you know, it's
Well, I don't read regular playing cards. I don't know.
okay. Well, the idea behind 5 is you've got body, mind. You know, you've got the 4 elements: the earth, air, water, fire. But you add a 5th element of Akasha, which is spirit. And there's love coming your way too. And there's this idea of listen to your spirit. You know, you're being drawn to certain people. And so let spirit guide you there.
Yes, trust your heart.
Always.
Yes.
Okay.
Our next question is from Anna Cadillac, who's looking for a boyfriend.
And there's a song coming into my head. God, I can't even remember who did it. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Oh, yeah. I remember that song.
Yeah, country and western song. And yeah, there is someone coming in, but again, it's that obviously you're looking in all the wrong places. Expect the unexpected, because someone is coming into your life, but it will be when and where you least expect it.
Yeah. So
You have some wonderful surprises coming, by the way. Great things. End of August going into September. Great timing for you.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, our next question is from Patricia. When will I be moving to North Vancouver? Was that going to happen this year?
After the first snowfall.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it happens this year, it'll be late in the year, but I almost tend to go beginning of next year. The timing might be a little bit better.
Yeah, because I'm just getting like the idea of the weather, and
Yeah.
it's like the world's crunchy, like it is
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
late fall, early winter. It's
Yeah.
crunchy, and there's just a little bit of snow, but not much. So whenever that happens in Vancouver,
Yeah.
so
But you have some things that you have to do to push it forward a little bit too.
Okay, well, there you go. Next we have Dragonfire. I feel stagnant in my business. Will I see movement soon?
oh, you know, you've got to make some changes to your business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes sometimes we'll start a business making widgets, and we make widgets and we make widgets and we make widgets, and we forget that widgets have gone out of style. And
So we
you
have to
need-
make woodgies instead.
That's right. That's right. And you're just kind of at that spot.
Yeah.
You know, you're challenging me because I
I am.
remember
Always have
at
done.
the you always have, because I remember that you were the very first one that came up to me at a psychic fair, wagged your finger in my face and said, "You don't need those cards." She wouldn't let me use the cards when I read her.
No.
And now she's sitting here not using your cards.
Well, it's funny because one of the decks of cards that you have belonged to a fellow psychic of ours before he passed away, Bruce Meyer.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce, when we used to do the psychic fairs, and if we weren't busy, we would go around and we'd do readings for one another, right?
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh, it was. It was like one big family. Well, I was fairly new into the whole field. And when I went over to see Bruce, he always gave me his watch to hold. And he would not let me use my cards. It was like, no, you have to. So that's how I learned to do psychometry and really worked at it. But he always used his cards on me. And the one card that always came up was the Queen of Hearts. And I remember him telling me that, you know, what went with it was, you are the artist. It is up to you to create the life that you want. At the time, I was in an emotionally abusive marriage. I had 3 children, and I thought, oh, Lord, how am I going to do this? I just can't get out on my own. And I really felt that I was stuck. And it wasn't until years later that I really understood what Bruce was telling me. And yes, we do have that power within us to do it. But yes, and Bruce did it to me, so I just do it to other people now.
Oh, well, it's actually, you're the reason that I read crystal balls. Because I got this nice little crystal ball, and I loved it. It had a lot of impurities in it, and had this cush, this red cush at the bottom of it. So it looked a little bit like a horizon. I just had it on my table as a decoration. Well, she just picks it up and says, "Here, read it."
Oh, I can be a bossy bitch
Yes.
at times. I really can.
Well, now I have a whole collection of crystal balls. I actually have this big crystal ball that's it's perfectly clear. It's one of those that they use crushed quartz and they pressure it together.
Oh, yes.
So it's 100%
Clear.
no. And that's the one that I use now. That's the big boy. And she sings.
Oh, she does.
Yes, she does. Okay, so enough with the chit chat. On with the question.
You ready for another question?
We are.
All right. Well, we've got a bit of a wordy one here, so bear with me. Emma Rose wants to know, since late August 21, I've been getting rickrolled by this online secret admirer. My question is, what can you pick up about my online secret admirer? Because I don't know.
Not an admirer.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
He's not really an admirer.
No.
Yeah,
no.
it's somebody whose
Let it go.
motivations are.
Yeah, let it go.
So, stalker.
Yeah.
Not admirer.
Yeah, but
Okay, there you go. Emma
Yeah.
Rose, you got a stalker. Congratulations.
Yeah, block them.
Yeah.
Absolutely block them, because I feel like this is more somebody who wants to get in and steal your identity or something like that.
Yeah.
He's looking for something not
good
affection.
energies. Not good energies.
All
None
right.
whatsoever.
Well, that was a
Almost
quick
made that
one.
same
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Are you guys done? Because that was like stereo. No! Don't do that! Run! Run, run, run! Okay, who's next? Haunting Live wants to know, as the Pope landed today, will people forget about why he's here after some time?
I don't know. I think that some will, but I think that there's so much emotion around all of this that although I think, yes, there is one group of people that are just going to kind of, but there's another group that it really, I'm getting very heartfelt.
Yeah. It's kind of like I get the idea that it's the beginning of the end for the Catholic Church.
Oh, I do.
You know, I mean, they've kind of done a tumble down from grace
Yeah.
anyway. But this is just a continuation of.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm glad that they are showing accountability.
To a degree.
To a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So the card that I cut up was the Empress Reversed. So the Empress Reverse indicates a lack of productivity. There's a lot of emotion there, a lot of platitudes and whatever. But as far as doing what they need to do to nurture and emotionally repair the situation, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do enough.
Words come easy.
Yeah,
Words are cheap.
they are.
Are you ready for the next question?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Trudy Gillespie wants to know, should I be changing jobs?
Trudy has a wonderful name. Boy, that's a
Isn't
star's
it?
name. Yes.
Sorry, what is it she wants to know?
Well, she
Whether she should be
changing
changing jobs.
Well, if you're not happy where you are, yes. I'm sorry, to me, that's just a common sense thing, right?
Well-
if you're really happy where you're at, then absolutely stay. But if you're not happy, which obviously you're not because you're questioning it, then yeah, change jobs.
Well, and I'm getting that kind of thing that, you know how sometimes you wait until the water's right?
Yeah.
And she might, I think that she's in one of those positions where
Yeah.
ordinarily there isn't a lot of opportunity. So
But there's opportunities
yeah,
coming.
but this is a time when, You should
Yeah.
definitely be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid yes on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, we have Divine Oracle readings. Just on Tuesday, when we went to Spanish Ontario, did we have a lot of children spirits grow attached to our energy?
Yeah. And I'm getting
Yeah,
there's a lot
'cause
of
they-
tears that go with it.
Yeah.
An awful lot. There's a lot of tears. There's a lot of sadness. I'm
Yeah.
feeling. I'm feeling like I want to cry.
Yeah. That they would that's one of those native schools.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
that's,
then it makes sense.
yeah. So they
Lot of
kind of
tears, yes. They want to be
literally rolled
heard.
it. Yeah.
Oh, they
yeah.
do. They want to be heard.
Of course.
Oh.
Yes.
There's still pain. Yeah, still
Yeah.
pain. But there's one that's really mischievous and one that wants to play. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we covered that. Yes, you picked up spirits. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you're used to that.
I think he is.
Starfall's looking for love in the coming months.
Looking for love.
Time for some new lipstick and perfume or a fresh set of batteries.
That's one.
Oh, that's right. They're all rechargeable now.
Well, there's a little bit of luck there. There's an indication that you need to. Who's asking this?
Starfall.
Starfall. Okay. Oh, yeah. You're getting October, September, October, right around there. And it does look like, luck is on your side right now. Yeah, and I don't know what it is that you've done, whether you've lost a few pounds, whether maybe you're a little healthier and your cheeks are a little rosier, but there's something that's happened that's made you more appealing because luck is on your side. And it's saying, go ahead and make the journey now. And whatever time, it's saying, don't be tough on yourself because you start out and you've got the clover and the prime woman. That's where I see, your appearance is improving. You become somehow more attractive. It's just the energies around you, which has made things lucky because you got the clover there. But then when we look at the now, it says, get going, make your journey, make your voyage, get out there. Don't sit and punish yourself. This is kind of a bludgeon. It's about being self-abnegating. So this is not a time to be self-abnegating because if you do that, then you get stuck where you're at. You say you want new love. The universe is sending you luck and good vibrations. There's good vibrations around you. There's come talk to me, come be with me kind of vibrations that says get out there, make a few journeys. And then when we look at what's ahead, you've got the key and the anchor. So you do have love coming your way, and it is a major love, and it is one that has a foundation to it. So there's some longevity there and good feelings. So yeah, get out there, pinch your cheeks, bat your eyelashes.
Absolutely. There's definitely movement in your love life.
Yeah.
And it will happen at the latest by next spring. There's an addition coming to your family, which is relationship. And don't limit yourself. And water's a good balancing point. So you just might meet him somewhere near water.
So was that boat?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Ava is
Ava.
wondering whether she should do a podcast or not. Apparently somebody told her she should. All I got to say to that, Ava, if you want to do a podcast, but don't do a podcast because somebody thinks you should do a
That's right.
podcast. Because it's all about having fun. If you're doing it just for the sake of doing it, you're going to end up not having fun. And we see a lot of upstarts, be it YouTube or audio podcasts, that get discouraged really early. And, we've been at it for a couple of years now every Sunday night. And we've, our subscriber count is slowly climbing up there. Very slowly some days, some weeks.
Remember, everybody, like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
That's right. But we do it because we like to do it, because we're having fun doing it. And that's why we're going to keep doing it. when it's no longer fun, you won't see us anymore.
So yes, if you have a podcast, I will watch, and I do watch Eve on Friday nights. Okay, you do need to do something to improve your bandwidth.
Oh yeah,
Which is
it was
just
out in the
technical.
rural areas, and her internet connection.
Oh yes, out in the middle of nowhere, as close to
dial-up.
heaven.
She's on dial-up, literally on dial-up. Well, no, DSL, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
one better than dial-up.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, but she lives in such a heavenly place, and there's 2 maple trees, and they're really tall, big maple trees. And the story behind them is when it's either her grandmother or her great grandmother got married, because she's living on a piece of property that's been in her family for generations. And when her grandmother or great grandmother got married, they planted those 2. They were just little saplings that she'd found growing around. You know how sometimes the maple trees will put out the little whirligigs, and you find the little saplings like that. She planted a couple little saplings just like that, and they just turned into these 2 big, tall, and straight as an arrow maples, just growing right next to each other, together forever.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful, so romantic.
Our next question comes from Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
I just gotta find it.
Suzanne's got a new puppy. Everybody wish Suzanne luck with the new puppy.
Oh,
Well, good
good
luck with your new puppy.
And good luck with your new piddler.
Yeah. And let's hope he has you trained very well in about 6 months. Make sure you let him jump up on everything.
Yeah.
He's giving you bad advice.
Our next question is from Suzanne.
Hi,
Lynn,
Suzanne.
what do you sense about my next step for work?
And that was specifically for you.
Okay. Now, sorry. Can you repeat that question, please, Ollie?
Suzanne wants to know, what do you sense about her next step for work?
Stop selling yourself short. It's the first thing that came in. Number one, what they're telling me is you are only as limited as you think you are, and there's a tendency for you to sell yourself short. But I also see some more education around you. Education isn't necessarily going back to school. It can be online learning. It can be book learning. There's so many things. But yeah, there's definitely, take that next step. But you're not prepared yet. It's not quite the right time yet. But yes, do take that next step.
Okay. So who's next?
I'm looking. We got people that retracting
Wow.
their questions, and
Oh, don't retract your
Oh,
questions.
yeah.
We want to answer your questions. We're taking a while, but that's because we chit chat.
That's
And
right.
you know, as we've said, Lynn is an artist, and she does so many things. Like these cards that she's using, which are of her own design. They include pictures, but
Yep.
also a lot of her artwork.
Yep.
I actually have a piece of Lynn's artwork on my wall.
is
I
that
see it
the
every day. The
is
flower.
that the no manual deck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's no manual. I've made them small so they're easy to shuffle.
You gave me a deck once that was so easy to read that didn't
Yeah.
need to come with anything.
Yeah. No.
And that was amazing. And it's
Thank
not a
you.
tarot deck. And
Nope. They're all
I think
oracle.
people know what my opinions are on tarot decks.
And
Anyhow,
So
our next
another-
question
oh.
comes from New Love.
hi, new love.
Is my intuition right mostly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So next
Good.
question.
Okay. Alex wants to know, what's DS's true intentions for me? That almost sounds like a pick 5 for your crush question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that Alex. That's Alex as in a male Alex, right?
No.
No.
Well, it doesn't
Okay,
say,
so-
and the picture is anything you want it to be. So,
So
Yeah.
because I feel I get the feeling off of this individual that this is an individual. You know, men especially find themselves out of their depth with women.
Yeah.
And so that then they question what does she really want, because men don't understand women. We're more complicated than they are, way more complicated. Let me get into the X and the Y chromosome here, how we're 12.5%. Anyhow, Um, but I really think that there's a reason why he feels once bitten, twice shy when it comes
Yeah.
to the opposite sex. And so he's a little suspicious. And I'm just going to say, don't measure DS by the yardstick of somebody else's experience.
Yeah.
You know, give everybody a fighting chance. I know that it's just that the situation in and of itself kind of gets your suspicions riled up, but I think that, you know, try trusting her for a bit.
Yeah. My husband's 86 and he says he still doesn't understand women. And he just figures he'll never understand me. And that's okay. Keeps him on his toes.
That's right.
We're so bad at understanding women that we wrote a book to make us feel happy. Yeah, men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're never gonna
That was
understand
written
you.
to appease men to go, you know what? There's a reason you don't understand women. They're not like you at all.
Nope.
That's right.
That's right.
Thank
Our-
goodness.
Our next question comes from Stardust C.
Hi, Stardust.
When will I be moving to a new home?
Oh, wait.
I guess
getting
not
weird number
anytime
with that.
soon with that
No,
response.
I'm getting the number 10.
I was getting double digit number 2.
Yes, I'm getting the number 10. So it's either the 10th month or 10 months from now. All right. But I feel that the right place for you isn't even on the market yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's so many changes coming in the real estate market. So I would hang tight for a little bit yet.
Yeah.
But it will happen.
All right. Okay, who's next?
Well, while he's sorting that out,
No.
I want. Oh,
Searchin wants to know whether Edward and I will. No. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. Searchin wants to know whether Edward will get back in a committed relationship.
oh, don't do that.
That's what I thought the question
Don't do
was.
that. No. Don't do that. I can almost tell you. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go back.
Now, what the cards say?
No.
No.
Okay, so you get the 5 of Swords. This is a 5 of Swords reverse. And swords are not the most pleasant cards,
No.
even on a good day.
No.
And the 5 of Swords is nasty, and when it's reversed, it's even
Yeah.
nastier. Because Edward is, I think there may have been abuse there, and there may have been hurt there, and it says, you know, the hurt that he caused, he delighted in causing. This is just the Knight of Pentacles reversed. That's somebody who's, you know, it's miserly. There's this miserliness. There's this cruelty. There's immaturity. Yeah, don't go back with him. You could do so much better. You're better off alone. If you're lonely, get a cat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you
no,
have a
no,
lot
don't
to
go back.
give, but you also have to receive.
You're still got a hook in your heart, but no. You know, if don't go for it. Don't. Just don't.
And if you're really lonely, get a Japanese otter. They're high maintenance and smart as dogs.
Oh, they are the cutest animals ever.
And
We
they're
love
small,
watching them.
and they're small like cats. It's the perfect of all the worlds. The size of a cat, the intelligence of a dog, but just like you're gonna have your house wet all the time because you know they're otters. Anyhow,
In and out of the bathtub.
Shannon wants to marry Raymond.
Well, lucky guy for Raymond, but okay. Shannon wants to marry Raymond. If you want to, but it's kind
Your
of like,
choice.
yeah.
Not what I would do, but
I think she's kind of settling.
I do too.
Yeah, she really is. It's not that there's anything wrong with Raymond, but it's just he misses the mark on so many different levels.
Yeah. And we've got some more choices coming up.
Yeah.
All right, so
you
what you're
definitely
saying
have
is
one.
that everybody does not love Raymond.
That's right.
Well, it's you know it's kind of one of those things where she could definitely marry him if you wanted to. You could definitely marry him if you wanted to, but if you did, it would just be because he's a guy who wants to marry you, and that's not a good enough reason to get married.
And in all honesty, if you have to ask,
Yeah,
then no.
life is too precious to
Yes.
to spend it in places where there's doubt.
If it's the right person in your life, you don't have to question it. You have no doubts.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
And our next question is from T. Hunt. Why did Dime stop talking to me?
Why did who?
Dime.
Fine.
Yeah, he got jealous of the 2 nickels.
That was funny. That was funny. Anybody that didn't hear that, Dime was jealous of the 2 nickels. And seriously, you've got the Page of Pentacles, which is an interesting one to come up, because that's kind of the idea of making money and career carrying him or her away. So it's that idea that the pursuit of money, the pursuit of career. So it's not necessarily that, you know, it's not you, but you weren't important enough to keep in the loop. And that's not how I feel, but that's how this Dime person feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Move
just
on.
they just moved on without saying a word to you.
Yeah.
That's really crappy.
It is.
It really is. And the last word you got is the Emperor. And that's talking about you and the person you are. You know, so don't let this play on your confidence.
No.
You know, because this is a crappy thing to do. Ghosting somebody is a crappy thing to do. Every human being at least deserves an explanation. You know, and there was no explanation. It's a crappy thing to do. Don't ever do that to anybody. You know, you have the Emperor, and that's saying about the sort of person you are. You're a solid person. You're good. You're on a good foundation. There's a lot of people who rely on you because you are a good leader, and because you don't put yourself first, you put others first and the good of others. So this Dime person isn't worth 2 nickels. That's what I got to say.
Okay. Well, there you go. Sorry about that reading. Sometimes they're not that happy.
No. We
But-
don't always hear what
But you're
we
not.
don't always hear what we want to hear, but we hear what we need
Right.
to hear.
Yeah,
well,
and that's the difference.
Because
If-
don't forget, the cards ended up saying that you are king among men.
Yeah. You know, because if you came here for us to blow smoke up your ass, then I say, bend over and walk towards the wall.
I'm not even going to give him a 2 on that because I agree with him.
Jack.
Sorry.
All right. Our next question is from Jack Deep. He's having problems with his in-laws. No respect, no support, no appreciation. How's that going to change?
You see, and the thing of it is that goes back to your spouse. Because your spouse is allowing her family to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell you that if my family was not speaking well about my spouse, boy, howdy would they hear about that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's when you have in-law problems, it's usually because your spouse is either too weak to stand up to their parents, which adults should be able to stand up to their parents. It's part of being an adult, for crying out loud. Okay, so
parents should
we were going to leave that there and not
right.
use this deck again, especially with the card that it put up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is not something that's going to change. And I'm almost tempted to say you might want to go no contact, but you really need to get your spouse on board as far as supporting you and sticking up for you. Yeah. Because it says like judgment shows up. So it says like in your little world, your spouse and you, that shows up good. That your spouse was a good choice. But then we look at your in-laws and, you know, they're just looking to you've got Two of Wands here, but it's Two of Wands reversed. And they're just looking to keep your spouse on a short leash, and part of that is by mistreating you. It's just an extension of their mistreatment of your spouse. And then you've got Judgment and you've got the World. Yeah, make your put some accountability on your spouse, because if your in-laws have this abusive behavior towards you, and is an extension of your spouse's their behavior towards your spouse, shouldn't you just say, hey, we've got a nice thing going here, just you and me, and go no contact with your in-laws?
Yeah.
Because you've got the world at your feet, except for that.
Okay. Anything to add, Lynn?
Nope. I agree with what Sally said.
Okay. Well, it's 12 to 10. We're almost done here. You can almost hit your head on that pillow.
But before you do, I want you to tell everybody about Australia.
Oh, I have a group of seniors that I work with over in Australia. They're Chinese. And of course, we have to use a translator because they don't speak any English, but they are learning English. I think I said they were Chinese. Anyway, it's my friend Sylvia who works with this group. And every so often I go on with them and I will pull a card for each of them. And we only do the one card because Sylvia has to translate it. And they absolutely love it. They think I'm the best psychic in the whole world. And they found out that I had been sick, and they put a video together, and each one of them came on wishing me well. We love you, Lynn. And, you know, having that appreciation and knowing that you're appreciated is absolutely wonderful. They did a special show for me where they taught me how to make Chinese dumplings. And it was wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome. That is great.
We're going to make her make us some.
Oh, I will do.
Yes, Australia is a wonderful company. You know, one of my favorite psychics is from Australia. We were having a discussion. I would love to do a collaboration with Ellie from Ellie Dreams Down Under.
Yeah.
Oh, Aunt Ellie, I think she is just the best. I would love to do a collaboration with her.
Yeah.
And you have somebody in Australia that you
do.
need to meet.
She's
gorgeous.
I belong to Ancestor.com and MyHeritage.com to find out, to find out about particular members in the family. And I was contacted the other day by a young woman, Jillian, and it turns out we're third or fourth cousins, but her grandmother was my mother's cousin. And
so cool.
It is. And she's into all the same woo-woo stuff I'm into, and she's done all these different courses, and just fascinating. We did a Zoom call, and we were on for just under 2 hours.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
I know. I love Zoom.
Oh, yes. So do I.
Yeah.
Ava, send me a message and I'll talk you through the podcasting stuff.
Oh, yes. Looking forward to it, Ava.
Naya Sewell wants to know, what is the biggest blockade leak I should focus on clearing this Leo season? Trying to put my attention in the right place.
The toxic people around you. You know, when I look at like the supposed support group around you, there's a couple in the mix that are working against you.
Yeah.
And you think they're your friends, but they aren't. So you need to listen a little bit more to your inner child as far as who's toxic and who's not. Oh, and
all right. And I was actually told to pull 2 of the inspiration cards for you. And one is Keep Laughter in Your Heart, which is one of my favorite cards. And the other one, a good affirmation for you, is I am attaining the things I want in life. And just keep that in your heart and say that every day.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we have Jessica.
Oh, hi, Jessica.
What's your advice for working with M?
Boy, I'm just getting slow and steady. Em must be one of those walking on eggshells kind of people.
Yeah.
You kind of have to remember when somebody's unapproachable and they kind of walk on eggshells kind of person, it's usually a reflection of what they're dealing with at home. You know, so because Em is in a situation that has nothing to do with you, where she's constantly she or he is constantly putting in this no-win situation, they tend to take offense easily, and they tend to be a little bit like a raw nerve. So approach her very, very gently and softly.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Lynn?
No.
All right. Well, next we have Karma, who is looking for love.
And you'll find it. Stop looking in all the wrong places.
Any timelines you want to give them there? Yeah.
Okay, so
When and where you least expect it, it will happen.
yeah,
But stop looking.
yeah,
You know, it's when you stop looking that they will find you.
yeah. So
Yeah. Stop pushing.
yeah,
Yeah.
The door swings both ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
I find that sometimes when we're so focused on love that we are looking at too closely.
Yes.
And the best way to find love is to
And-
do the things that you love and do the things that make you smile and laugh.
Yeah.
And you go out, smile and laugh, and love will find you.
And it's like sometimes you're so busy looking that you miss who's actually there.
Yeah.
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 Just relax. Enjoy life. Life's to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
And love will find you. I
The
promise.
beginning magicians often forget to keep in mind all the results, not just the one that you're focusing on. Because you're going to get a result. It's going to be the result you need. But if you're not aware of that, you're going to miss it. Next, we have Brother Cree Chris. It's a question for Lynn. Brother Cree Chris has been having problems with his feet. What should he do?
Sorry, problems with
His feet.
his feet. All right. Because I've been doing a lot of self-work lately, things like that, and looking at, Hay, what's her first name?
Oh, Louise Hay.
Louise Hay,
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
All right.
Oh.
And I've been looking at a lot of her stuff, and there's that belief about dis-ease, and
Right.
our feet carry us, and oftentimes when we have problems with our feet, it is a fear of moving forward. So I think taking a good look at yourself and tapping, something I've been playing around with a little bit is tapping. And I got to tell you, it really works. And yeah, you can stay off your feet, you can soak your feet, you can do all of these things, but you actually have to resolve the emotional issue behind it.
Can you expand on tapping?
Tapping, it's working with different meridians or different things in the body. And you are, so I would have to sit with you, like, to actually visually see you, to get into your head. But you start and you go with, well, yeah, I know I've been holding myself back, and I've been doing all of these, I'm trying to remember, I'm doing all of these things I shouldn't be doing, and I know that I'm afraid of going forward, and I've just been holding myself back, and I'm afraid of failure, and maybe I'm even afraid of success. And there's all these fears and things that go along with it. But oh my God, what would I do? But my goodness, what if I succeeded? What if I did allow myself to move forward? And I may be doing this all out of order. What if I did allow myself to move forward? But anyway, that's sort of the general gist, the general idea of
So
it.
as you're talking
And
about
it-
your situation, there's that
It's
tapping.
the tapping
So it's
onto
kind
the
of-
different meridians.
So you hear what you're
That's
saying.
right. But if you Google Nick Ortner, all right, he is fantastic, and he does tapping and he teaches tapping. So check into him.
Okay, there you go.
That was the last question. It's almost 10 o'clock. You guys want to wrap it up?
Soon, yeah, because I've got Libby up there on her
Oh,
own.
yeah.
No, I'm saying like wrap it up.
Wrap it
Okay.
up. Wrap it up. Yeah.
Wrap it up, wrap it up.
Wrap
What
it
are we
up.
wrapping?
Well,
Where's
you
the
know,
wrapping paper?
any last words, any last stories, anything
Yes.
that you want to promote?
Okay,
Yes.
so with Lynn, if you would like some of the cards with Lynn, if you would like a reading with Lynn,
Yeah.
how would they get in touch with you?
All right. There is I think right now I'm having trouble with my website. So I think the best email address to get me at would be Lynn Russ. That's LYNNRUSS at hurontel.on.ca. Or to give me a call on my cell, which is 519-955-6134.
Okay.
Can you repeat that email address, please? I'm typing out the email address.
Oh, Lynn Russ
Yeah.
at
Yep.
Hurontel. That's HURONTEL.on.ca. And if you're calling for a reading, tell me that you saw me on the show tonight, and I will knock $10 off your reading.
Ooh, that's
How's that?
And if you'd like a reading with your Queen of Ooga Booga, you can just call the spa near the tracks for an in-person reading, and that number is 519-272-1293, or send me an email to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com for a reading online.
Yes, and I do readings on Zoom too,
Yes.
so it can be anywhere in the world.
Thank
I
you
love
so
Zoom.
much for coming. I love you. It's
I love
so
you too.
wonderful.
This has been great, just like old times.
Just like old times.
Yeah.
Okay, and thank you everybody for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us
you.
today. It's been wonderful, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen of Ooga Booga and our producer. Bye-bye. Have a great week.
Bye.
Good night,
Thanks, Ollie.
everybody. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Bye-bye.